Today I want to take you down through a deeply personal journey that has not only shaped who I am, but also how I kind of view the world. I stand before you as a testament to resilience, as a first-generation undocumented college student raised by a single mom navigating life. My story began May 11, 2006, as the best day of my life, which would be the birth of my baby sister, and nothing has topped that yet. What I didn't know was that my biggest blessing would have been the onset of a familial circumstance that would create kind of a dent in our family's history. I was raised in a small town in León, Guanajuato, Mexico, where traditional machismo was very embedded into everyone's being, really. So my father, being one of the oldest, he did not take that lightly. His desire for a son, ingrained within him, didn't accept the idea of welcoming another daughter. His frustration manifested in many different ways, and it ended up turning into a violent familial environment. My mom, myself, being witness of abuse at home, our biggest question was who was next, and we could not let that happen to our baby sister. Amidst financial instability, economic pressures, familial obligations, I was thrust into a role far beyond my years, as a protector, as a provider, as a beacon of hope in the sea of chaos. I stand before you not to recount a fairy tale of triumph, but to dive deep into the raw reality of my upbringing, a reality marked by hardship and just so much stuff going on. It's just crazy. Being an older sibling in a single-parent Hispanic household is very far from easy. It is a path marked by adversity, uncertainty, and the constant struggle to make ends meet. For me, it was very difficult to adjust to not only losing my father, gaining my biggest blessing, my biggest sister, and having to say goodbye to the place we once called home. Arriving here in 2006, that's where everything changed. My mom, now a single parent of two, had to navigate life with no resources or no support system. That is when I had I wouldn't say obligation, but I had the need to step up and be that right hand for my mom, which would be a maternal figure to my baby sister. My proudest memory relies on my mom's first day at work. We had just missed the bus, which meant I had to stay home at the age of 8 and take care of my 5-month-old sister. I had no phone. I just had hope and prayers at the time. I fed her, I burped her, I changed her. I even took her with me to the bathroom to make sure she was alive because I didn't know what I was doing. And after that day, it just became less and less scary. 17 years later, I am now someone she could come to, talk to, ask questions, and oh my gosh, she does ask a lot of questions. But I am that support system for my sister. Now, as I got older, people started to know more about me. They would say the exact same thing. You learned how to be independent at such a young age. You should be proud. But that's not actually how I felt. I didn't really feel independent. I just had to be strong enough to go through life without guidance or support because my mom had too much on her plate as it was. I had to go through life with all my questions, worries, battles, fears by myself because my mom had too much to worry about. It wasn't until I reached high school where I was provided with a glimmer of relief. My counselor, my teachers, and my mentor offered unwavering support. They saw something in me that I didn't before, and they provided me with extensions, even work opportunities from my mom, and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. Being the oldest sibling in a single-parent household doesn't allow you to get to know who you are because we don't have the time or opportunities to do so. We are meant to be successful, and it's not merely an aspiration as it is to some. It's more of a necessity and a testament to prove that what my mom was doing was worth it and that everything that I was doing was worth it. Amidst everything happening, I immersed myself into extracurricular pursuits, taking on leadership roles. I was very active in my old high school in the community, and I am very proud of that. I then went on to college, where I learned not only about myself, but also about the largest problem, which would be Hispanic generational struggles. In college, I took classes about family struggles, generational trauma, childhood trauma, where I found solace in the realization that this was part of a bigger spectrum. I didn't know what I was doing. I found ways to collaborate with others. I talked it out with others. But at the same time, the person that wasn't able to talk through that was my mom. After going through my college experience, I learned and acquired techniques that I was able to bring back home to kind of help my mom through her own healing journey. We have conversations on how to be a better parent sometimes, actually, a lot of times. But she's more open to it, and witnessing her healing in some way, shape, or form has been profoundly healing for me. Now, I am a counselor at my old high school, and I wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for everything that I went through. I now assist first-generation, low-income students into reaching their higher educational dreams and personal dreams overall. Navigating educational institutions myself, I also felt compelled to act, which is why I love what I do. I found passion in overcoming that barrier for students that look like me, that sound like me, and that go through things that I did. And I hope today my story inspires you to consider 3 things. 1, how as a community can we help single parents into overcoming their situation by providing resources so that they don't have to put everything on their firstborn? 2, as a community, how can we bridge that gap for first-generation students to not have to go through the same struggles that I went through? Because you never know what they can do. Look, I'm doing a TED Talk. Who would have thought? And last but not least, and a bit more personal, to those who are or were in the same shoes as I was, be proud. Be proud of who you are and where you're going. It's a long road ahead, but I can attest that it does get better with time. You just have to keep going. As a first-generation college student, navigating life with a single parent while being undocumented, I am not just forging paths, I am also breaking barriers. Navigating life while also being undocumented has helped me understand my community better and allowed me to be more resourceful or more understanding of my community, because there are things that they're not very knowledgeable about, which is where I step in. Witnessing my sister's milestones while applying to college this year can attest to my passion can attest to what I'm doing actually, which is being that person to so many other students. Witnessing the blossoming connection between my mom and my sister can be a little conflicting sometimes, because the mom that I could see now, I would have wanted to have. But seeing how she can be that person to my baby sister who continues to be the best thing to ever happen to me is beyond me. I wish today you could take away a lot of my story so that we don't only help students that look like me, but also other students who are facing troubles at home. I know that as generations keep going on, sometimes social media has a big effect, and Mr. Carbo, Mr. Gibson, Ms. Bustamante, and my mentor, Dana Simons, instead of looking away, they worked with me. So what can you do to work with other students? Because what if one day they do the TED Talk and they literally say your name? You know? It's crazy. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.